Hi, this is Doc Nut. Okay, nah, we're not doing that shit. Yo. What's up, man? You know who it is. And if you don't know, you're going to have to find out, my nigga. But nah. Welcome to the Just Talking podcast. This is Nah. And we just talking, bro. How y'all feeling, man? I know. It's been like a week since I dropped. And the worst part about it, I said I would go on drop something, man. That's the worst part. But like, we here now. And like, there's so many, things have been popping up left. It's crazy, bro. It's like the moment I be taking a break, nigga wanna go crazy on the net. You feel me? Like, nigga wanna go crazy. I stamp. The last episode I did, niggas won't go in this crazy. Who will go in this crazy, man? But I come back. Freaking Andrew Tate. That nigga wiped. That nigga did a whole 1 hour video. I could not watch that whole thing. That nigga was sucking his own dick before. And then we got CoryXKenshin, a popular black YouTuber, calling out YouTube for a lot of their practices. We get Jidion calling out Twitch for their practices because a crazy thing happened on Twitch recently. Like, these companies, and then we are also going to talk about an example where this is not just like what the fuck ever. All right, but we're gonna get through it. All right, we here. How y'all niggas doing, man? I never forget to ask that question. Hey, yo, pause. If you're a male viewer, but if you're a female viewer, unpause. Press play sometimes. Let me stop. But, all right. So who should we talk about first? I feel like obviously the people you guys would probably care about or know in this order. Although I'm not going to say you guys might not know who CoryXKenshin is. Because, I'll be honest, I ain't really dropped no episodes about games, but looking at what my best episodes for this podcast tend to be, I'm glad for any support that I get on this joint, man. I just make this for fun. This joint helps me vent sometimes because I am a bit of a ranter, I won't lie. And I do get annoying with that. Niggas to be like, what the fuck is this guy even talking about sometimes? And it's like, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. But obviously, I'm pretty sure the episode that got the most hits was like the quote-unquote freshman romance one. Why can't I episode rankings there? I'm stupid, bro. I was checking through. So freshman romance, easily number one. Then No Order, All Chaos, number one, which honestly was one of my favorite episodes to make. Then it's the first episode of the Just Talking podcast, episode 0. It's a podcast with Nij. Just back with a recap. Surprised niggas watch that. Nigga, that was like 20, 30 minutes, and I was falling asleep. Like, wow, y'all crazy for that one. But I guess it was like the just back after a long period of like just being gone. Parties Part 1, the good times. We never actually did talk about Parties Part 2. We might keep it that way. Nah, I honestly just need people to come back, bro. Like the people that we had, bro, that would be on there. Cause we had people for the New Year's special. We had people for the Soul episode. Shout out. I'm just shout out everybody who we had because I'm thankful for all of y'all guys. All right. And then we're gonna get into the real meat and potatoes. Shout out Nuxtaku, but he wasn't on. He can be. He could be. Nah, he don't love me like that. But it's fine. I love him. I haven't watched any of Nuxtaku's videos in a while, so let me not. Nigga, Friday at 6 a.m. Okay. So, real quick, let's get these shout outs out the way because I don't feel like I've done this before, and I do want to do this. It's like recently I had to talk with a friend, and like we're close and everything, and I can't say I've never felt like I guess, signs of things falling apart, or like, or issues that might come, because there was a point in time where I was in a very weird, kind of depressed place. I don't know if I even want to call it depression anymore, because it was like, it was that, but I feel as though like maybe it's just now, because at first I did, but before I didn't think it, like, now coming out of it, I'm like, I don't think it was that bad. You know, everybody has ups and downs, so that was just a huge down for me during little like stay at home COVID joint. And damn, bro, yo, bro, can you hear that mowing? Yeah, you can definitely hear it. Give me a second. Let me see if I can fix this shit. Alright, so I don't know if I can fix this shit, right? Because these niggas are just like, the way my window is built, like, I'm gonna just have to put music behind, and hopefully y'all okay with it. Low key, but let's go and do this shit, dog. My fucking, did that shit just refresh? Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. I've had an issue recently where I might have to reset my entire laptop, so I'm definitely gonna try and do that. I'm trying to be careful because it's the way the joint is spreading. I'm afraid that it might get on my actual desktop. So I'm not trying to do anything off my desktop at this moment until I get this situation fixed. So that's why I was just like pauses and gaps between the like. But basically, when I was going through that, so I was at a similar point. I can understand why it's like, oh, me, because I do have a tendency to be like somewhat MIA. I won't ever say that I'm actually MIA. I feel as though people just be throwing that word around for me. Actually, what happens is that I tell all my niggas this. I'm 110% a homebody. Like, there's no reason to get that confused, for the most part, anyways. Like, I still go out from time to time. I have my fun. But for the most part, I'm a fucking homebody. So so where am I about to be? At home. Additionally, basically moment summer happened, fucked up my ankle. So I was literally at home for like the first month. Just not able to really do, like, I couldn't, the first 2 to 3 weeks of the injury, I didn't even want to drive because it was on my right leg. So it's not like I can just set this bitch down. No, I got to drive on this shit. I remember I had to pay rent still, and like, I literally had to take a break for like an hour or some shit just to fucking like, all right, now that I did my rent shit, now I got to go home because my bank isn't like, the bank that I use isn't around this area for the most part. So it's like I had to drive at least 30 plus minutes to hit that shit up. Now they finally are fucking paired up with Zelle, so it's not at big of a problem. But literally they paired up with Zelle as early as a month or two ago. It's not even like they've been doing it for a while. I'm not gonna tell y'all niggas my bank because I already been getting fucking messages from Truist and fucking Navy Federal, and I don't even got accounts from them. So I'm not even letting y'all scammers get your fucking bread. All right, that's dead as shit. But so I can understand, like, obviously, and I guess like I'm someone who jokes a lot, so people can't tell when I'm serious. Usually, if I'm serious, I'm not gonna joke unless the joke is gonna be heinous. Like, if I make a heinous joke at you, bro, you piss me off a little bit. So I don't care about your feelings at the moment. I'm gonna let y'all niggas know right then and right now. Y'all piss me off and the heinous joke comes out, don't be surprised. Very much so, don't be surprised. But yeah. So it was just like, I had a conversation with him. I feel as though, alright, let me just be out here and tell all y'all niggas that were on here. Thank you for being on here. I appreciate you. Y'all niggas know. Hit me up, I'll respond. I might respond late. Never been a great texter, and never will be. But for the most part, I got y'all niggas, bro. I'm pretty sure anybody who I invited on here, because I haven't invited any like unknown guests, but anybody who I invited on here is great. All right, so let's get started. I feel like gotta thank the person that was able to like helped me like get this joint started. Nij. Remember to go through his page. I have all his pages posted on in my description, so y'all niggas know. Always leave them joints in. I love that. I love that little nigga. He asked at basketball though. I heard he got dropped off by Johnny Boy, but that's another one. I think he was like literally the next, the only other guest in the beginning. It was him. Then it was Nigel. Then I had Johnny, the kid. 757. He about to drop something soon. You know, stay tuned. Stay tuned. Yeah. Yes. Like that. The next person I had on. All right. So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking it was either Charles or no. Charles is Valentine's Day. So I'm thinking New Year's was the gang, was just a whole squadron. I'll name them one by one. First, there's Eddie Boy. And he got his own Twitch. Go on, hit that nigga up. Red Eagle Snake. Tell him that Nas sent you. Y'all niggas not gonna do it. Y'all niggas fraudulent. Fraudulent flyers. That's crazy. Then we got my nigga Hazy. Has a burr. Burr. It's cold in here. It must be the atmosphere. Burr. Got Hazy Burr. He was in that joint. We got Kashyyyk. He was silent as a mouse. A little baby boy in that bitch. But he was in that shit too. Then we had my niggas Owen and Joel. Owen, he's been mentioned in here. Apparently some people were already able to guess. So that one of his aliases that I made in a story. So I'm gonna have to change that up. You know what I'm saying? But appreciate that, man. Even though he faked on some of the other episodes that we're playing, but you know, I also made like one of my first YouTube videos, like videos type with him. Posted out on YouTube. It was about the playing tournament a couple years ago. Next would be Joel, of course. I think he was on the Soul episode with Owen, as well as being on the top all-time NBA list. All right, that was the most recent one. It has gotten plenty of plays, so I might have to make a list all more like just more, because y'all niggas obviously love lists, huh? I don't even know who watched it. Y'all niggas ain't watching the other shit. Oh shit. Let me chill out. But thank you to my man Joel for that. Let me see. After that, after the Soul video, I had my cousins and my dogs, Big D, Dion, and my man's King Hayden, my guy. He was on them joints when we were talking about the riots. We were talking about school life. They did go into a little bit of detail with the romantics and all that. And we just talked about a lot of stuff in general, man. But I really enjoyed that too. Again, I had Hirsch on here too before. I was the one we were talking about the goat debate, bro. I low key on Ja. On Ja. Y'all don't know which Ja I'm talking about. Is he talking about Ja Rule? Is he talking about Ja Morant? Or is he talking about Jehovah? But on Ja. On Ja, I won that 2v1 against Nigel and Hirsch. I don't even care. Y'all arguments weren't like that, bro. LeBron a close second. It's fine. I'm evil as shit. But I'm pretty sure I had him on here. Of course, I already mentioned Charlo. That nigga even did a promo for me on the low. Posted out on the Just Talking Instagram account. So shout out to that nigga, bro. People whose names I didn't say but have been on here, I apologize. Look, this is just straight off the dome, bro. I try to look at the episode joints, but man, those are 3 pages. You want me to flip 3 pages? Y'all niggas are crazy. But let's get into the meat and potatoes, bro. Now that I've said my thanks. I do now. We're going to talk about the Andrew Tate went first because that one happened first. We're gonna go in chronological order. So at least how I discovered it. I don't know about the last one, but this episode is mostly gonna be about I guess company control. Yeah, company control. That's what we're gonna name it. This is where the companies, the big techs, these big niggas, Meta, formerly known as Facebook. When I won't lie, Meta low-key a tougher name. Like Mark, I get it. Y'all niggas were in college, but Facebook, that shit whack. Now Meta, that's Meta. Y'all heard about that company that they forced to fucking shut down just so they could take the fucking name Meta? That shit's so fucking ridiculous to me. They didn't even buy it. They just forced these niggas to shut down. But basically, it started off with Meta banning Andrew Tate off of Instagram and Facebook. Mind you, the way Andrew Tate works, for the most part, or how his stuff works, is that he actually did not produce, or he produces his own content, but those are classes and courses, and you have to pay him to do that, and those are on a separate site. He was just advertising them for, like, not even advertising for real, but he would just have the links and whatever on his bio, or what. I never went to his page personally, but he never posted any of his own videos for listing his thoughts or opinions. No. These videos were all made by, were not only made by other people and posted by other people, but then reposted by other people. The only thing that I might say where it's like, where at least in this portion of things, I haven't talked about the contents of the videos yet, but in the idea of him and his video sharing, he didn't do any of that. He hops up on he would hop up on people's Twitch streams. He would hop up on people's channels. People would invite him to podcasts. Like, people being upset with his rhetoric is crazy, because I didn't see that same level of energy almost ever being put towards the people who brought him onto the show. And the people who brought him onto the show, like, if you, like, sure, in the beginning you could argue, oh yeah, we didn't fully know his opinions, but those latter few weeks before he got canceled for real, like, we knew. I had even made an episode about it. Like, we fucking knew, bro. You didn't need to keep going, but y'all saw the clicks that he was getting, the shit that was happening. Now, the issue where it starts becoming his fault is that apparently, I don't know if it is, I haven't read the stipulations of the contract myself, of course, because I'm not paying another man to teach me how to be a man. Especially when being a man to him has a lot to do with the amount of money that you make. Because a lot of the shit that he says is only realistic within him and his group of friends. Because number one, he's most likely going to be surrounded by yes men, and number fucking two, it is like, I don't even fucking know. And it's like it's because he's rich. Like, he's surrounded by, like, all of this is because he's rich. He's allowed to act the way he is because he's rich. And I don't know why people don't understand that. Like, we're acting like we don't give rich people privilege all the fucking time. Dwayne Wade recently ran way over his fucking water bill, and mind you, he lives in Los Angeles, like his Los Angeles place, mind you. Because this nigga, you're not going to tell me this nigga don't got multiple houses. Like, shut up, bro. I know he got a place in Miami still. The fuck? Ain't no way he don't. Ain't no fucking way. He probably got somewhere in Utah. A nigga owns part of the Jazz. The hell? Ain't no fucking way you gonna tell me he don't got fucking extra places. But he fucking went through the water limit crazily in Cali. And mind you, Cali has I didn't know this previously, but Cali has a rule for how much water you can use, because they actually have, like, more or less limited supplies, especially due to the fact that they have to use it constantly for fires and all those other stuff. I don't know the extent of it, of, like, California's limitations, but Dwayne Wade blew past it immensely. The nigga said, oh, it was a problem with this pool. Nigga, how big is your pool? What was the problem? Did they not let you, no one let you know? Like, I don't get it. What's going? Oh, shit. This is a new mic, by the way, and I see the bottom. They got a volume button. Not a button, but a volume slot at the bottom. Oh my lord. We in the future for real. Side note, bro. My mom, she has a car, a different car now, and like the back was like full of like stuff, so she couldn't really see anything from the back from her rear view mirror. But the little screen on the car, like she could press a button and she could see it, get a camera. So me and my brother, we're about to pull out and leave too. And my mom stops near us and is all like, "Wow, do you see this? Do you see technology now?" Mind you, as she pulls up behind her, or next to us, there's other people behind her trying to leave. Now, it's not her fault completely, because there's way more than enough space for niggas to come out. Mind you, we're in Maryland. All right, ain't no way that you're going to tell me that it made sense for Maryland people to just wait behind her and expecting her to move immediately. And the reason why I'm gonna say that is because y'all Maryland niggas don't know how to drive, period. Point blank, period. There's not even a discussion. Everybody else in the DMV already knows you Maryland niggas are a whole different being. I've already talked about it. Like, Jesus Christ, y'all niggas cut off emergency vehicles like religiously. Y'all like, bet! These niggas cleared the road for me. Nah, niggas, for them. What are you doing? But like, so we just there, and then like they're just sitting behind her, like expecting her to move, and we're like, "Yo, Ma, you gotta go down." She's like, "Why don't they just go around?" And we're like, "You're right, but like technically," you feel me? Oh shit. However, let's get back to the point. So, within his course, like when you register for his courses or whatever, the stipulations is that it is heavily encouraged, at the very least, to share Andrew Tate content in order to help explode his brand. And he did become one of the like more like top searches for Google within like the past like few months or even year. I had not heard of him until like a few months earlier, to be honest. But this nigga already had his like acclaim because he was a kickboxer before and whatnot. Like he had status somewhat to really like start his point off. You feel me? So that's happening, right? And because there's all these people who keep on inviting him to join their stuff. All these people who keep on sharing his stuff. There are people started being like, this is problematic content. This is wrong. He's teaching boys how to do blah, blah, blah. He's teaching boys toxic behaviors. Number one, and this is not a point to say, because I already said multiple times how I feel about these alpha guys selling these alpha courses. It's like y'all niggas are stupid for paying for them, bro. But the idea that a guy is talking about his own, like what he believes to be true in his life for the most part, because he has made distinctions, and that there are also clips that some of the biggest clips that he got taken down for were actually taken out of context, which is crazy. Like there were some of those clips were taken out of context, and I'm like, you don't even need to get the one taken out of context for real. Y'all, he says some heinous shit. Like, why? And because of shit like that, you guys are turning these people who shouldn't even really have a platform anyways into fucking martyrs. You are making these guys to be the fucking saviors. You are pushing more and more people to him. The issue that is happening, the reason why all these people, especially now, why all these people are gaining fucking allure, celebrity, like they're gaining these statuses, they're becoming known, these quote unquote toxic personalities, is because for the majority, and it's been echoed multiple times, most men do not have a quote unquote safe space. And more, society has tried to take away men's safe spaces. Now, you might be saying, oh, but Doc, if these safe, how are these spaces really safe spaces if they are filled with men giving off their terrible opinions, their toxic opinions, their blah blah blah? And to that, I would say yes, because the idea of a safe space is that you can say whatever, and you can and you can conversate in that manner, and to where where the parties involved can feel included in the conversation, and more and for the better part, potentially learn something and unlearn their bad ways. But because you guys are removing spaces for men in here and here, they're having to turn to these more non-conventional manners. Podcasting has blown up. Majority of podcasters are men. Podcasting is like over $1 billion business now. That did not used to be the case. Now there's people saying, "Oh, all these men go into podcasts instead of psychiatry." And I'm like, bitch, why don't you enroll in psychiatry? Y'all niggas always talking about how y'all have all this trauma. And you guys think that just going on Twitter into your little echo chambers is any much better. Dog, the fact that Andrew Tate was canceled before there is a black woman on Twitter saying that black men, if you are about to have a black male baby, not on Twitter, I think she's probably on Twitter too, but she's on Instagram making multiple videos, getting on multiple lives, saying that black male babies should be aborted. I barely hear people talking about that. And it's like, oh, but they weren't given a platform like these person was. All right, bet. What about Wendy Williams? She says the most evilest shit that a TikToker died. And she was all like, I can't believe he has more followers than me. Excuse me, bitch? Like, what? Like, dog, even the fucking voice, bro, that one show with the 4 ladies, bro, they be saying the most stupidest, heinous shit. And niggas and like the people in the crowd just be clapping. Dog, I saw this one shit. And I'm like, Steve Harvey is literally talking about, he said he was 11. A 15-year-old girl grabbed him when he was that bullied the neighborhood, apparently. A 15-year-old girl bullied, like, the younger boys in the neighborhood or whatever. Literally, apparently, in his words, grabbed him from his bike and kissed him without his consent. Call Me Carson, a YouTuber who was 19, talked to a 17-year-old at the time, and this nigga was canceled. Mind you, no pictures were set. No, there was no pictures, no nothing. People were all like, if there's a power dynamic. Nigga, there's a power dynamic in almost every relationship. Like, there's not going to be I'm not even getting to that yet. We're going to save all this shit for another episode. But I'm just letting y'all niggas know. The fact that we are sitting here acting like there are not other genders, race, like other stuff, saying the craziest shit on these platforms that are not possibly even more detrimental to society. Literally saying to kill black children because they quote unquote don't do anything for society. Bitch, what are you doing? But I digress. All right. That's like, I don't think he should have been straight up, because after Meta did it, everybody did that shit. He was already banned off Twitter, but he deserved the Twitter ban. I don't blame Twitter for banning him, and Twitter had already done it. So, and it's not for the same reason. So, niggas, hush your mouth. That nigga actually said some crazy shit, and it was like a year or two previous, maybe even more. But yeah, and then all these media sites started following up, and I'm like, y'all niggas just doing this because y'all feel like it might affect your bottom line. Hence, we move on to the CoryXKenshin situation. W transition! But hence we move on to the CoryXKenshin situation. CoryXKenshin is a immensely popular YouTuber. And he takes constant breaks from YouTube for the reason that he's about to explain. CoryXKenshin
Honey's giving away.
Or not about to explain. I'm about to explain. This nigga already explained it in his YouTube video. I encourage you guys all to watch it. Also, side note, Andrew Tate also did put his own like video, 1 hour plus, I think, video disclosing his final quote unquote message to the internet. And about like everything. He understands, I guess, the reasons why, but he was really sucking his own dick a little bit. He said he was technically the most famous person on the internet just because he was Googled a lot. Dog. Niggas were like, dog, people don't talk about the Will Smith shit anymore. This nigga apologized. Niggas talked about that for a few days. Nigga, after you got banned, Brody, nobody cares anymore. You, like, that's the thing. You famous on the internet one day, but then the internet doesn't know you the next. So know your place, bro. You're not the most talked about nigga in the world. You're not the most famous person ever. You're not close. Know your place. You literally blew up because of other internet personalities reacting to you, basically. But basically, CoryXKenshin, he has 14.2 million subscribers, one of the biggest channels on YouTube, honestly. And he posted a video. Funny, the day he posted it, YouTube also tried to take it down, but everybody's like, "That's crazy! Why y'all niggas taking this shit down?" What did he say in here that deserved to be taken down? But so it's back up. But he basically talks about how YouTube either has one of these 3 issues: favoritism, racism, or a mix of both. And he literally he provides a lot of great evidence. Not only that, but there are also multiple other YouTubers of color who can also attest to this. There's a YouTuber of color, one of my favorite YouTubers, Afro Send You, and I feel like he also had to like taper down some of his content because of some of the things that would be associated with quote unquote blackness. And CoryXKenshin also explains that in his video, where it's the idea is that like he had a video, the query, and apparently his video got age restricted, mind you, because age restriction is not just something where it's like, oh, it protects minors and kids. No, there's already a setting on there where you can make your video for mature audiences. What age restriction does, if YouTube puts an age restriction on your video afterwards, after your video has come out, what it does is that it makes your video less seen by people on the algorithm, therefore literally tanking the video that you put up. Mind you, his videos are always on the trending list. Top 5 trending almost every single fucking post. He has 14 million subscribers. Like, obviously he's going to get trending a lot of the time, but he religiously makes the trending. So it doesn't even make sense because the amount of money that YouTube stands to make off of him. So, but they're basically tanking his videos religiously. There was even another instance where after he came back and he made the trending list again, they ended up attacking a video that he had made in prior years, like 5+ years. I think the exact years was like 7. But it's just a crazy idea that like he got copyright strike for an old ass video. And it's like other YouTubers like Abba and Preach, Playback, they all express these same sentiments, and at the end of the day, they're like, there's a certain level of complacency outside, like if you being a creator who is a person of color is gonna end up having to do, because automatically it doesn't have to be what you portray in your content. You being the face of your content might be quote unquote brand, like unfriendly to brands, unfriendly to advertisers. So YouTube is going to try and push you away from that, which is crazy, but it's at the same time, what can you do? So people are saying, so it's like all these other YouTubers like, this is a bad look for YouTube, but that YouTube hasn't responded. This video was made almost a week ago, 5 days ago. No response. No response. Literally nothing. YouTube has also had similar issues with their platforms, to which they've also given no responses. Now, YouTube is still a better platform than the next platform that we're going to talk about, which is Twitch, which is like just sexist. That's their stance. They play. It's either sexist, favoritism, or both for Twitch. Because Jesus Christ, man, and a slight bit of racism. I'm gonna be honest. They do have a tad bit of that racism, but as long as you're a girl, racism don't matter as much. But for the niggas, yeah, you're already getting clipped because you're of male descent. So you being black, that's even worse. But oh my gosh, bro. But basically, now I've already talked about some of the stuff that be happening in the Twitch meta and the different metas behind Twitch. But like just the hot tub one. I even talked about the TV one, which is is not really relevant in this discussion. But a day after CoryXKenshin drops his video, guess what happens? A girl is literally caught getting fucked. Getting like it's not even just getting fucked on stream. I don't know how long it was active, but she is literally having sex on stream. You can't see it directly from her camera, but she's next to a mirror and she has one of those ring lights. So not mirror, but a window and one of those ring lights. So you can see her face. You can see the face she's making. You can hear the sound she's making. So you could already kind of insinuate. But what makes it worse, you can see everything that's happening because there's a window where you can see that. Now, what niggas might say at first is, well, she didn't know that she was doing that bitch. She was live. She might have not known. She had her headphones on and everything. Dog, there's no way that you getting fucked with your headphones on like that and you don't know you're live. And even if you do, niggas have been clipped for worse. Dog, people can be on Twitter, scrolling down Twitter, fucking something pops up on Twitter. They didn't mean to show it, but they still get banned. Dog, there's this one Twitch streamer, he got banned just because he was watching a YouTube video with a girl twerking. Now, me, I know that's sexual content. However, according to some of the ladies on Twitch, that's not sexual content. That's just dancing. Because there are literally twerk teams on Twitch. Now, those twerk teams tend to be white. So maybe it's just the ass, the lack of ass, or the less ass. You feel me? But it's still crazy to me. I don't know. So what ends up happening is that everybody, more or less, everybody was kind of silent until we talked about it, but nobody went past various discussions because everybody I felt was waiting for the same thing. How long was she going to be banned for? Y'all niggas can guess, bro. It's 7 days. A 7-day ban. And that's crazy to me because like I said, people have not only been banned for less, but those lesser bans have, or not lesser bans, but those lesser actions have had more severe bans. For example, there was a streamer who is a man who got banned for being shirtless. I could go on Twitch right now and see a bitch paint her titties. Wouldn't even have to look. Valorant Pro. Others even speculate that it was because Zelsis was shirtless, which may be against Twitch's terms of service. Okay, but I guess he convert. Wait. No more shirtless streams. What is this? So yeah. No wearing clothing or sexually suggestive clothing, including lingerie, swimsuits, what the fuck is that? Pasties? This nigga misspelled no, I guess he didn't. What the fuck is pasties? Yo, am I just out of the loop? No, these are pastries. What the I think, yeah, now this nigga just fucked up his writing. Destructoid.com, you guys are ass. But they did ban they did ban it. It's all he said, she said thing. You can't, depends on the stream. If it's gaming, no. If it's fitness, it's a hard maybe. But she only got a 7-day ban. This nigga was banned indefinitely, most likely for a shirt. I've also heard, like, people, the biggest case, though, is Jidion. Now, people also want to throw speed in there. Look, I'm going to be honest. I get why Twitch banned him. He's really not good for their platform. This nigga was literally telling, like, different women. And I, like, this is a wild part. He said, this nigga would say, if me and you are the last, like he was talking to a girl, if me and you are the last two girls, or not girls, if me and you are the last two people on the planet, are you having sex with me? They'd be like, no. And then he'd be like, but who's gonna stop me though? Like this nigga would be breathing into the microphone. Like this nigga was that shit crazy. I won't lie. That nigga, I'm not gonna say he deserved to be banned, but I get it. But he still be on some stupid shit. That man literally lit a firework indoors and almost set his house on fire. Like, I get it that he's young, but like there was no part of me in like upper level of high school where I was doing that. So I don't know. That joint crazy to me. Like I said, I don't know if it's for clout or for what, but that was crazy when I found out. But Jidion, I think that he does deserve to be not only unbanned. I think the reason why he was banned was not that it was unjust, but it wasn't good. It wasn't like a strong enough reason to ban, in my opinion. So the reason he got banned is that he told everybody to spam L in Pokemon's chat. Now, I forgot exactly why he did that, but the issue, when he did that, he got like maybe a few weeks, maybe a month from there. But then the issue was that he doubled down on Twitter. Now, mind you, technically, they shouldn't be able to police other platforms and let that let that make decisions for other bans or extend the bans. But because of him doubling down on what he was thinking and saying on Twitter, he got furthermore banned. Now, I don't think what Twitch categorized it was he was sending a hate raid. L is not a hate raid. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Especially when you go, I encourage you guys to just actually like go into the situation. Like while it's cool, I could like tell you guys exactly what happened. It's better for you guys to form your own opinions based off the information that you guys actually see and present. All what I'm giving you is just a synopsis of what happened. And I encourage you guys for each individual situation too. Andrew Tate, I mentioned the Call Me Carson thing, but that was a few years old. You guys can also take a look at that. What is the other thing? CoryXKenshin. His video is still up. Just a few days old. Jidion also made his own video talking about what I'm talking about now. The unfairness that comes from Twitch. And a lot of these platforms in the way that they police content, honestly. But it's just so crazy to me that this happens, because it doesn't make sense. Like, the things that other people are able to get away with in any of these places, yet there's not like I said, all of these are all varying degrees. I understand why Jidion quote unquote got banned. I don't think it should have been an indefinite thing when he doubled down, but after double downing, he apologized to Pokemon, not only publicly, They talked about it together. They met up together, had food. They made sure that it was a public apology, because one of the reasons why he got banned was because it was Pokimane, and Pokimane said she should be banned. So I don't know. It's very weird. I've heard recently that Twitch has this anonymous team, apparently, and they make sure that's anonymous so nobody knows. I'm like, niggas know, bro. People, like, niggas either know the people in there, or the people in there are not, like, as anonymous as you guys are making it seem. I do think that there should be also reasons stated, like explicit reasons, maybe even timestamps for these reasons listed in like if you're age restricting something, if you're banning someone. I don't like the fact that there's not enough ban info in a lot of these platforms either, and that these platforms are allowed to be silent on something, especially when there's multiple people requesting for their responses. Dog, I think hashtag Twitch respond is still trending to some extent, and they still haven't given a response. YouTube never responded to CoryXKenshin. In fact, in CoryXKenshin's video, not only does he find another person, shout out Markiplier, that also had that same part that he got age restricted for, and they didn't get age restricted for it. When he talked to his own personal YouTube person, and then because we first tried to appeal for the age restriction, and they denied it. Didn't even give him a real reason why they denied it. Then he had talked to his like trusted policy person at YouTube, and then they got it looked at. Finally found the reason for why he was age restricted. Found other people posting it, and then he showed them an example of a prominent one that did it, and what happened is that they took the age restriction off. And look, this is where a lot of most people would stop. But what he did was the most good-natured thing anybody could do. Like, instead of just being like, okay, thank you for protecting my content, he was all like, okay, I want to know. He basically attacked him, was like, why was it that not only was mine age restricted, but that you decided to remove mine from being age restricted? And instead of actually talking about why they did it, he didn't get a real response. After that, they got YouTube turned petty, and not only did they age restrict CoryXKenshin's video, but then they age restricted Markiplier's video. At the end of the day, most creators just want a consistency, because for the most part, most of these creators are willing to, if not actively already, try to make sure that they don't do anything that could get them removed from the platform, because this is their sources of income. This is how they're able to live. And like I said, for some people it's lesser extent than others. But it's just a consistency that everybody would like to see, and just not being seen. And I don't know when it might be seen. Apparently Twitch is starting to do info for chat bans. Don't see why that's really relevant or why I should care about that, but they are. I don't know. Will we ever see like a time where these platforms aren't doing this type of crazy policing? Probably not. Because at the end of the day, these guys are allowed to put whatever they want in the terms of service. Most, if not all of these, that's why they constantly be updating it, and they be telling y'all, they tell you, oh, we updated our terms, and by continuing to use our service, or they might send you something and be like, hey, make sure that you accept these new updates. And most people don't read them. To be fair, people who read them are usually like the bigger content creators, because they understand the stipulations that this can have on their life. But That's the thing, man. Because most people don't really read them, there's just not an understanding for it. And that like these accounts aren't yours. You are basically borrowing a piece of their servers. Nothing on these accounts you own. Whether it's game accounts from EA, from whatever. These guys don't need to give you a reason to technically ban you. I already talked about this in one of my older podcasts. There are literally maps, which are minor attractive people. People who are attracted to minors. They don't want to be called pedophiles anymore. They said that's too derogatory. These people are all over Twitter, have their own Twitter community, and continue to post things. They even have what their preferred age range is in their bios. Nothing. These people will go as far as to make erotica or drawings with minors. And some of these are prevalent minors too, where it's not like, oh, just a random Timmy from the street. No. I remember there was a situation where there was this Minecraft YouTuber who explicitly asked for him not to be put in those, and he continuously was being put in those. He's a minor. And he's even put in these niggas' fantasies that these niggas are posting online. Nothing. These people aren't serious, bro. I don't know if and like I said, it's not anything that people didn't know. Maybe people didn't know the extents, but this is everything that I've said, especially if you use a lot of these platforms, you already know. You already understood that. But I digress. Now, the last situation we're going to talk about. And this is where it's like I don't feel bad. Like, this isn't like the other situations in the sense of wrongful bans, I guess, in my opinion. Andrew Tate, Jidion, less wrongful. CoryXKenshin is more like just censorship. This person, it's a black woman. She got removed from a 5-figure advertisement or whatever deal. Like, she was working with some other with a company, and she posted on Instagram a picture and a caption, which the company deemed as inappropriate and decided to cut their ties, their connection, and their working deal with her. She then goes on TikTok and tries to explain why she's correct and that this company is being racist to some extent. And the reason why they deemed it as inappropriate is because they are, quote unquote, to an extent racist, because they deem, now this is what the picture was. So you guys can deem it as inappropriate as you want. I'm trying to think. I don't think you can get fucking flagged on this shit. So I'm gonna have to change the picture up if I like. I'm thinking about posting these podcasts on YouTube. I won't lie. Definitely seems like a little bit better to get my reach out. But probably a different pick for YouTube. But this chick literally had a fishnet like outfit on, like fully. I think it was just pants and all the way up, with nothing else on, no undie, no nothing. She was in her car, basically nude, took with her ass like her booty was taking up a third plus of the camera of the photo, in a fishnet garment, and the way she was showing it, to some extent, you could see a little bit of the puff of the puff. All right. And the caption said, "My nigga took this picture," or some shit like that. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what company. So depending, like, let's say if it was some like company that's selling sex toys, I don't think they would have cared. Like, I think Blue Chew. What's the other one? I think Man, I don't even think Me Undies would have cared. They just sell undergarments. Me Undies, Me Undies. Shout out Bill Burr. But like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, what are you? And then she's saying, oh, the reason they called it inappropriate is because I'm a black woman, so automatically black women are just sexualized. I'm like, dog, why can't we just be honest and say that if your ass is in a picture like that, especially in fishnet, it is a sexual picture, and that's it. She was all like, oh, if anybody sees that picture and they think sexual, it's them. Huh? To that same extent, porn shouldn't be sexual then too, right? Because you can watch porn. That doesn't mean it has to be sexual. If you watch porn and you think it's sexual, that's only because the way your misogynistic mind works is because you see a penis enter a woman, you automatically assume that it's sex, that it's sexual, when it's just procreation. It's a form of them loving each other. Her boyfriend was just showing the love. And then she continues on to say that if it was the fact that she used nigga in her caption. Number one, like I said, AfroSend, you had to literally stop saying the N-word. And he said that it was for it wasn't just for like YouTube and whatnot. It was also because he realized that him saying it came from a part where he felt like he needed to be healed. So that's why he decided to at least stop using it as much. But he realizes that there are detriments to saying and using that word, as do I. I still continue to use it. I won't blame people for not wanting to work with me because I use it. Kyrie has said it might be time to retire that word. The NAACP, which is a black organization, has said that they don't like the fact that black people decided to use that word. Why? Because at the end of the day, because of the popularization of that word, you hear all these other races saying it, and it's like you can't police that. You can't stop it, especially when you see all these black people in media continuously using it. It's going to make people who look up to them want to use it. Now, whether that is a good or bad thing, I understand. Sure, it should not be used. But the constant promotion of the word is going to bring forth its usage, whether it is in a positive or negative light. So again, I understand the platform for whoever she partnered with for not wanting to be partnered with her anymore. That's what happens. People lose friends, relationships. Dog, I remember I got in an argument about whether or not gamers should be allowed to use the word rape. And I'll be honest, I don't care about the argument. So to that same extent, I don't care if they use it. Mind you, it wasn't even an argument at first. I hadn't even started, bro. I was brought into it because of one of my friends, bro. Like, he ain't been on the podcast. Shout out to him. That nigga know who he is if he heard it. But I was fucking... It was literally a private conversation that me and him had. And then this nigga brought it up in a room where obviously that joint was not going to be good. And I got to sit here and protect a position that I'm not even that I don't care about that hard. And it's like... And because of that, I'm going to let you win the argument, but that doesn't mean you're right in that point. That doesn't mean your point is any better than mine. Because, look, what I said is that I don't think that word should just be used willy-nilly. However, there's context to every situation. Therefore, there's context to words being used. So if people use it in a certain context, I won't be upset because I understand the context of which it was used. That's it. That's my only argument. And that argument extends from the N-word. Mind you, funny enough, she did extend that argument. She was all like, it's like using the N-word for black people because women are the ones majority that face all this. Look, I'm not saying that it's not women. However, as I already said earlier, male spaces have already been stigmatized to an extent where guys aren't able to talk about their problems. There's actually a multitude of examples of guys being not only like sexual harassment easily. That happened to me freshman year of college. Technically, because if what was said to me was said to, if I said that to a woman, it would be sexual harassment. Therefore, that's it. Not even an argument. I'm not. But the thing is, guys aren't encouraged to speak on that. And because of that, it breeds people who end up wanting to follow people like Andrew Tate's, like the Fresh and Fits of the world. I don't ding Kevin Samuels as much because the only thing I ding him is that this nigga does not keep the same energy for all people. If you're popular, he does tend to be nicer. If you have a following, if you're known, he does tend to be more non-resistant. Even if you're saying the same things to someone who is a black girl, who is a black man. I like the fact that he's equal. He started off bashing black men. Nobody said anything. The moment he turned into bashing black women, not only were his clips circulating like crazy. I don't even think it's bashing. This nigga was telling them honest to God truth. Where it's like, dog, you guys want a 6-figure salary, but y'all not worth that 6-figure salary. That's all that nigga said, and people got all up in arms. That nigga was saying to guys, you guys want models, but y'all niggas are fat, ugly, and are living in your mom's house. This nigga was ruder to niggas than he was women, in my opinion. But like I said, my only issue was the fact that like that nigga was being like that he wasn't 100% for everybody. That doesn't mean that he's automatically wrong though. A lot of his stuff was not only made sense but was honest. The idea, like I just don't. It's like people don't understand that by unfairly putting these people down, you guys are just breeding the resentment that you guys are saying that you guys don't want. You guys are making the people that you guys say that you guys don't want. It's funny. A lot of these toxic people, whether it's men or women, they became toxic because they had somebody else who was toxic and they fucked them up. Whether it's a multitude of people or even just the one. It only takes one situation that can lead people astray. Like I think, who was that one? The Joker? It was all like, you just need one bad day to turn you crazy, to be honest. Well, it's one bad day can ruin your entire fucking life and make you crazy. That's facts. The line between sanity and insanity is a lot more blurred than a lot of people want to admit. But that's just my opinion on this topic, man. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. That's Doc now. I'm out of here, bro. Look at y'all. Oh, my fault. Press the top on this mic. But hello, this is Doc now. Real quick, I also gotta give thanks to some loser ass niggas real quick. Chris, Corbin, and Toby for also getting on that podcast. I thanked everybody else. I thanked everybody else earlier, but not them. So just doing that real quick.